Hello there, my name is Stuart and I'm here at Monterey State Historic Park Stevenson House. This is where the author Robert Louis Stevenson resided in 1879. What we're going to be doing today is reading Stevenson's poem, Christmas at Sea. It was published in 1888, just 5 years after the publication of Stevenson's classic Treasure Island. Now, here's a little fact that might enrich your listening experience. There's going to be a section in the poem where the narrator looks towards land and sees his parents in a lighthouse. Stevenson's family built lighthouses all over Scotland, and it was believed he was going to join their business of building lighthouses. But history had other plans for Robert Louis Stevenson. Robert Louis Stevenson's Christmas at Sea. The sheets were frozen hard, and they cut the naked hand. The decks were like a slide, where a seaman scarce could stand. The wind was a nor'wester, blowing squally off the sea, and cliffs and spouting breakers were the only things alee. They heard the surf a-roaring before the break of day, but 'twas only with the peep of light we saw how ill we lay. We tumbled every hand on deck, instanter with a shout, and we gave her the main stopsail, and stood by to go about.
All day we tacked and tacked between the south head and the north. All day we hauled the frozen sheets and got no further forth. All day as cold as charity in bitter pain and dread. For very life and nature we tacked from head to head. We gave the south a wider berth, for there the tide race roared. But every tack we made, we brought the north head close aboard. So we saw the cliffs and houses, and the breakers running high, and the coast guard in his garden, with the glass against his eye.
The frost was on the village roofs, as white as ocean foam. The good red fires were burning bright in every longshore home. The windows sparkled clear, and the chimneys volleyed out, and I vow we sniffed the victuals as the vessel went about. The bells upon the church were rung with a mighty jovial cheer, for it's just that I should tell you how, of all days in the year, this day of our adversity was blessed Christmas morn, and the house above the coast guards was the house where I was born.
Oh, well, I saw the pleasant room, the pleasant faces there, my mother's silver spectacles, my father's silver hair. And well, I saw the firelight, like a flight of homely elves, go dancing round the china plates that stand upon the shelves. And well, I knew the talk they had, the talk that was of me, of the shadow on the household, and the sun that went to sea. And oh, the wicked fool I seemed, in every kind of way, to be here and hauling frozen ropes on blessed Christmas Day.
They lit the high sea light, and the dark began to fall. All hands to loose topgallant sails, I heard the captain call. By the Lord, she'll never stand it, our first mate Jackson cried. It's the one way or the other, Mr. Jackson, he replied. She staggered to her bearings, but the sails were new and good, and the ship smelt up to windward just as though she understood. As the winter's day was ending in the entry of the night, we cleared the weary headland and passed below the light.
And they heaved a mighty breath, every soul on board but me, as they saw her nose again, pointing handsome out to sea. But all that I could think of, in the darkness and the cold, was just that I was leaving home, and my folks were growing old. So, as we can see, this poem reflects a longing of a sailor at sea for the family he could not spend Christmas with, while maneuvering through a winter storm to safety. This is something that so many of us can be sympathetic with, as many of us have experienced times in our own lives when we have been unable to be home for Christmas, and we feel the nostalgia of holidays past spent with loved ones. Whether you are near or far from those you love this holiday season, we are wishing you a safe and happy holiday.